All right, guys. So recently, some very, very disturbing news has come out about the resilient Jenkins, and it's been a while since we've done an update on them. I figured today we will check up on our favorite family. And by favorite, I mean worst, despicable, diabolical, poor excuse for parents. All right. So for those of you who don't know who the resilient Jenkins are, I will do a quick recap. They are the parents who had 4 children living in a 1-bedroom apartment. They were a family of 6 at first. Stephanie and Drew, the parents, had their children sleeping in the kitchen while they slept in the bedroom. And it is assumed that the reason for this is because they were gardening in the bedroom. They really couldn't afford the roof over their head. They were struggling financially. Place was a mess. They had 2 cats. They claimed to have cat feces and pee all over the walls. And yet they decided to have another child while they were already struggling. There is a ton more that I'm skipping over, so if you're interested in the whole saga, then look back at some of my videos. I'll try to link one in the description below. Anyways, they were evicted right around the time that Stephanie was giving birth to their 5th child. They are a blended family. Drew, the father, had a son of his own. Stephanie had 2 daughters, and they have 2 children together. And well, what can I say? A lot has happened since they've been evicted. Even though I haven't been making videos on it, I have been keeping up with what's been going on. They've abandoned their cats. They left their cats near where their apartment was, and they moved their family into a hotel. A hero picked up the cats off the street. The cat had fur falling off of his body, very skinny, malnourished, just in really, really bad condition. And Stephanie posted that that woman is a thief. Ma'am, she saved your cat's life. You abandoned your cats. Never mind. This video is not about that because, like I said, something far more disturbing has been revealed as of late. But before we get into any of that, I just want to welcome everybody back to the channel. If you are new here, I cover crazy, diabolical parents over on TikTok. So if you're interested in hearing more videos like this, I hope you will subscribe. Please like this video and hit the bell icon. I just want to thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch my videos. It's always appreciated. Thank you. Now, I always feel the need to say this whenever talking about the resilient Jenkins because I feel like a lot of people think that my criticism towards them is just because they are poor and that they have, I'm upset that they have so many kids and they're poor. No, that is not why I criticize them. I criticize them because they were already living in a very financially tight situation, really struggling, and yet they decided to add more children to their already messed up situation. The kids are not happy. I don't believe the kids are well taken care of. In my opinion, the kids are being neglected. Myself, as well as many other people, have been saying for a really long time that there is just no realistic way, especially for a family that's already under financial strain, that they can provide the money, resources, time, care, attention that every child truly needs and deserves. The children do not seem like they're thriving. They don't seem like they're happy. And as we'll see in just a moment here, our concerns were not unfounded. Now, one of Stephanie's daughters recently had a birthday party, and since Stephanie cannot seem to keep her children off the internet, something has slipped through the cracks that has landed Stephanie and Drew in some hot water. I want to play a video by a creator on TikTok named Sip Tea with Brittany.
So Stephanie and Drew from the Resilient Jenkins have let something slip through their videos once again. And this time it is devastating because it is about their daughter and some expressions and emotions that she is writing down on a little notepad on their other daughter's birthday. As we all know, Drew has a secondary account that he posts on, and it was their daughter's birthday, and he was making some burgers. And when he brought his burger over to Stephanie's other daughter, you see 2 notes kind of lying on her lap that she sets down when he hands her the plate. One is an actual written note, and the other is a photo. So one of them is this photo, and people are seeing two children playing. It kind of looks like outside, and at the bottom people are speculating that it could be a child crying because it looks like it's got big teardrops. This is just what people are looking and observing from this photo. But it really goes hand in hand with what she was writing, so I don't think people are too far off. The little girl has a note written, and it says, "I am sorry, but I hate your birthday. I feel," and the last two words are a little hard to read, but "so left out" or "so alone." To me, I think it looks like "I feel left out." But this is what she has written. And if you can't see why this is a big deal, then this is what I would ask you to think about. Children in situations like the Resilient Jenkins children, children who are getting shuffled from place to place, lack stability, are likely lacking emotional safety during this time. Because she wrote this privately, that also screams a really big red flag. It doesn't mean that she didn't vocalize this, but oftentimes journaling is kind of a last resort where you're writing it down because your feelings and that safety behind that emotion is not being met. So the fact that she did decide to write this down in a letter seems like she's screaming for just someone to listen, even if it's just down on paper. Now, I know a lot of people might say, "Oh, well, kids get jealous of their siblings' birthdays all the time." And I would argue you're right. They do. Human nature, your child is likely going to be a little bit jealous of their sibling's birthday. They might be getting gifts, they might be getting presents, and usually they will vocalize those out loud. They might act a little jealous or a little pouty, but oftentimes they're not going to sit down and write it down in a note along with a picture that they're drawing as well. Next thing I want to note is they are likely experiencing chronic emotional deprivation. What this means is they're lacking privacy. They're lacking one-on-one time. They're lacking any sense of self. This could also mean that they're feeling overwhelmed by the chaos, which I know a lot of us can speculate is happening in that motel. And this could also mean there is favoritism happening within this home, which again, many people speculate is happening. Now, reading the note, the fact that she starts out with "I'm sorry" says that she's extremely conflicted with these feelings. She knows that it's not right to feel sad or upset that it's her sister's birthday, but she can't suppress those feelings any further. It's just further proof that what these children are going through is affecting them, which is something that I, along with others who speak about this family, have said since day one. Stephanie likes to put on that her children are totally fine, safe, and okay. And this outpour, this cry for attention, this cry for help, this is exactly the stuff that people are trying to talk about and trying to bring awareness to. The children are not happy in this situation. And it doesn't matter how many times Stephanie tells herself they aren't. I, for one, am just praying for these kids. I really do hope that Stephanie and Drew can find it in them to give these children more stability because they are crying for help and their needs are not being met.
Now, I wanted to play that video rather than sharing the information myself because she brings up a lot of great points and I didn't want to just copy exactly what she says. She encapsulates all of our concerns in a nutshell in a way that's just so eloquent, and I couldn't have said it better myself. But this is what people have been concerned about for a really long time now. And personally, to me, this is proof that she is absolutely damaging and traumatizing those children. And you know what? And Stephanie and Drew, both of them, I don't want to place more blame on one than the other because I do believe both of them are equally to blame. I think Drew, it's pathetic how Stephanie continues to defend this man, this bum, with her whole chest, defending him, defending the fact that he's working himself to the bone, blah, blah, blah. Girl, he's sitting on his ass. He does nothing. He plays his PS5 all day, sitting on his ass. She wants to act like, oh, he's such a hard worker. What does he do? What does he do? People online even joke that he has a 9 to PS5 because that's all he does. So he needs to get off his 9 to PS5 and get a 9 to 5 and stop relying on gig work that is so unpredictable. Stop relying on all this bullshit and get a job. When you have this many kids, you cannot be testing out the waters, doing gig work, seeing what works. Like, that is something that you do either when you're younger or when you have no kids. When you have no kids, sure, fine. You want to ruin your own life. You want to figure out what can work, do gig work, do side jobs, odd jobs here and there, fine. But When you have kids, you need a reliable income. You need to be able to rely on a check every week, every other week, and know how much you're going to be getting. You can't put these kids through such uncertainty. Just they're living day by day, not even having a home. Not even having a roof over their head, guys. They live in a hotel. I know some of my cousins lived in poverty when we were younger, lived in different apartment complexes that weren't necessarily the best, rough areas, stuff like that. And it was traumatic, okay? It was very traumatic. And I think even till this day, it has to have some effects on them, right? So I can't even imagine what damage this is doing. Living out of a fucking hotel. You guys, this is just, I can't. If you can't even afford a roof over your head, why are you having more kids? Why? Raising children isn't just about doing the bare minimum. It isn't about getting them dressed and feeding them, cooking for them, because she wants to act like she's such a great mother because she gives them warm meals every day. But that is not what being a parent is all about. It's about nurturing them, supporting their growth, helping them discover new talents, encouraging their creativity, and making time for extracurricular activities. How can she do any of that when she's living in a hotel with 5 children? It's impossible. Let's be real. This kind of environment, in my opinion, is not one where children are likely to thrive. So I just think this is so unfair, so selfish of her to put her kids through this. And instead of realizing, hey, this isn't fair to these children. They should be in soccer and dance, finding their talents, exploring their creativity. And they can't do that because we are sitting here in a hotel room and we can't afford anything. We can't go anywhere. We can't even fit all of these kids into a car and go somewhere as a family. They don't have enough seats in their car. So instead of realizing, hey, there's something wrong with this picture, no. I'm going to have another kid because I want more babies. And she still wants more. And then there is the issue of favoritism, which unfortunately has already come up several times online because there have been some allegations, Stephanie, against the son, Drew's son, which is not her biological son. But I'm not here to discuss that today. Even without that fact, if you set that aside, all you need to do is scroll through their TikTok to see the imbalance. For example, she posted her daughter's birthday vlog, right? And in the video, she talks about how she pre-ordered these gifts. She put a lot of thought and time into this event, had a birthday party. It was a very thought out celebration.
The people that were here previously, they were disrespectful as heck. They took the cover off of this light. They took the cords from the back of the TV. They left holes in the wall. Like, they were disrespectful as all get up. Anyways, what I was trying to say was, I'm about to have my butt in the shower. It's my daughter's 8th birthday today, so we're going to get that going probably when Drew's going to go get the cupcakes, because they like to bring cupcakes with them to school. Going to go get those. We're going to have a normal morning routine with them going to school. While they're at school, we do our normal... not our normal, but what we like to do on their birthdays while they're at school. We go make our rent, get everything to decorate while they're gone. Her birthday presents already came in the mail, so yeah, it should be exciting. It's my baby girl's 8th birthday.
Stephanie, you got a lot of nerve. What do you think the new renters said about the condition you left your apartment in? I'm sure they thought you were disrespectful too, leaving cat shit all over the walls. Anyways, guys, take a look at that video we just saw and compare it to this next one. Her daughter had a well thought out birthday party with pre-ordered gifts, decorations, and everything felt very thoughtful and intentional. But when it was Drew's son's birthday, you will see in just a second that it's very last minute, very rushed. They went to dollar store like it was some sort of afterthought and, got a few decorations thrown on his bed and that's it. The effort is not the same, and whether she wants to admit it or not, the favoritism is obvious.
So yesterday was our son's 9th birthday, and we did what we could to create some magic for our kiddo. Birthdays don't look the same in every household, so let's keep that in mind before we go to a judgmental state on this video, okay? Thank ya. See, to our kiddos, they're going to be overjoyed if Drew and I put the most effort we can into getting the gifts that they asked us for. Our kiddos love our cooking, so a nice home-cooked meal is going to be a win-win for them every time. And most importantly, family time. We are a tight-knit family and we enjoy our time as a family. So with that said, we started our day yesterday by going to Fred Meyer and getting the gifts that he asked us to. Then we stopped at Dollar Tree and got some decorations to decorate his bed before he showed back up from school. And once he got home, he got right into his presents, and then we went right outside and had some family time. And then we had our family dinner.
Excuse me. Now listen, I'm not saying every kid's birthday party needs to be some big extravagant event, especially when money is tight. But what we're seeing here is not about budget. It's about, in my opinion, it's about blatant favoritism. Something about the way she treats Drew's son in comparison to, honestly, the rest of the kids. It's disgusting. And the favoritism is so obvious, not only to me, but to everybody else on the internet. It's there. What I also don't understand is why Stephanie insists on continuing to post her kids on the internet and make TikTok videos, because you can hear it in her voice. She clearly doesn't enjoy it. She's always being sassy, always clapping back at people. She claps back in videos and in the comment section. She doesn't like doing this. And trust me, there have been plenty of people that have called her out and said, Stephanie, why do you continue to post your kids online? Get your kids offline. Why do you even do this? You're so defensive all the time. Why do you even post them? And her response is always, oh, they like it. They enjoy it. They feel like little celebrities. I have their consent, which is so stupid because, for one, we know, hello, it's 2025, and we all understand that children cannot consent to being online. And the second problem I have with her answer is that children are incredibly easy to influence. And in my opinion, what she's doing isn't letting them consent. It's manipulation, because she will say things like, oh, if I go viral, mommy can make money and then she can stay home with you guys. And that's just not fair. That is not a child making an informed decision. That is an adult shifting responsibility onto their children. Stephanie is the adult here. It is her job to protect those children and make wise, long-term decisions on their behalf. And she is not doing that. The kids should not be the ones deciding whether or not their faces or personal lives get posted online for millions of people to see. That choice has consequences that will follow them for the rest of their lives. And right now, they don't have the maturity to understand that. They're children. This lady pisses me off so much. Every time I have to talk about her, I get in a bad mood. Anyways, guys, that is the update, the latest update on Drew and this crazy ass lady. What do you guys think about those letters that the daughter wrote? I truly cannot believe how many people still support them. It's crazy to me. It's mind-boggling. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this. I always appreciate when you choose to sit down and watch my videos. Please drop me a like if you like this video and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. I'll see you next time, guys. Take care.